Ladies and gentlemen, guess what we doing today? I just need to find what I need. Today, though, we're going to do the rear suspension on the Honda Del Sol. When I say rear suspension, I mean the entire rear bar. Just need to get all the tools that I need. Bar setup. Like, for instance, I gotta get it's gonna be the rear tie bar, the rear brace bar, and the rear lower control arms for the Del Sol. I got them in the mail yesterday, and today is a lovely sunny day, so we're gonna get started on that, like right now. All right, guys, welcome back. So, I'm just gonna unbox some of the stuff that came in the mail. Some of the stuff I made a lot easier for me to do, so that I don't struggle with it. But basically, this is a tie bar. Let's take it out of its packaging. I'm sorry, this is the brace bar. Why do I keep saying tie bar? This is the brace bar that's gonna go in the back underneath. In this box, I'm sure you guys know, these are the lower control arms. I'm not going to take them out of the plastic just yet until I get this installed first. So these are the two rear lower control arms. In here is the hardware kit, which is basically all the bolts to set the brace bar up, along with these two. And also it came with the rear tie bar, but I already have a rear lower control tie bar. But whatever, I'll just keep it. I'll keep it simple. I'll keep the entire rear of the car silver. I really don't care. So that's what this is. So this is gonna go in the back on the very bottom, in the place of the red tie bar here. So it's gonna be silver, silver, and silver. Hope that makes sense, because it does in my head. So first thing you gotta do, obviously, is take the tires off, jack the car up off the ground, and start loosening bolts. But I want to show you guys the video that I recorded for the rear the coilovers that I installed. It's one on this side, but if you look on this side, it's not installed. The reason being is because this bolt broke when I was doing the install, and I had to stop right there. So I ordered the rear lower control arms, but then I saw the deal of getting the entire thing swapped out. So I'm going to take the shock off along with the lower control arm, and I'm going to install the new lower control arm with the rear coilover, so that it's one complete set. I just hope that I can get this bolt off without breaking it, because I haven't even tried to take that bolt off yet. But if it does break, I'm really out of luck. Alright, so let me just jack the car up, and then I'm going to take the wheels off and start the process of taking off this bolt first. I'm going to put the brace bar, and then work my way towards the outside to the wheels. Alright, so let me jack the car up and get started. Alright, so now that I got the wheels of the car jacked up off the ground, got the wheel lugs nuts loose, I'm going to start on the driver's side. The main reason why I want to start on the driver's side is because I know that that bolt is broken on the driver's side, and I am determined to get this off. My only concern is this, since that bolt broke, so I need to make sure I can get this off. If I can get this off, everything else is smooth as go. It's ghost. I also installed the rear camber kit. The video on that got corrupt. Man, just a lot of stuff just started going bad with my camera. So as of right now, this is where I stand. So I'm gonna focus all of my attention on taking this off. So the first thing I'm gonna do to get the rear lower control arm off, I do need to loosen the upper so I can get the shock out. But right now I'm gonna focus on taking this one off, which is a 12mm socket, and this is a 14mm socket, and then this whole thing should just drop. And if it drops, we're good to go with a new setup. I'm gonna take this off and I'm not gonna put it back on. I'm gonna install the brace bar. I'll show you what bolts go where, and hell yeah. So let me get my breaker bar and take this bolt off, and then we'll go from there. So the bolt came out. So I took this off right now, and I took this off, so that all I gotta do now is just take off the top two shocks, pull this out, pull that one out. This whole thing should fall straight down. But now I went to this side, and believe it or not, this bolt is acting as if it wants to break. So I loosened this one. I'm about to take this one off. I took off the nut on this side. I'm going to push this through, and I'm going to pull down on this to see if I can break the tension on here. Because if this breaks, I'm really going to be stuck. And that will suck. So, when all that fails, get yourself a hammer and a screwdriver, and that's mainly to push that bolt through. Are you serious? What is this? Okay, let me see if I can show you guys what I'm trying to do. So, see the hole? I'm trying to push this straight through. I'm going to hit this with a hammer. It should pop this bolt out. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this one. And then this lower control arm should want to fall out. Once the lower control arm falls out, I'm going to put in the new coilover on this side and then focus all of my attention on the other side. So let me just pop this. Let me hit this with a hammer a couple of times to get that screw to pop out. I'm going to pop that one out. And then now that I got this one out and I got this one out, this whole thing should be ready to fall out. I'm going to take the two bolts on the top off. Put your up here. Just hang in there for a second. Here's one. There's one more there. Okay. Should be ready to fall out. Now, just gonna hit it with a hammer and hold things out. So since that broke, this is how I had to take it out. So now I can go get the other coilover. I'm gonna install the other coilover on the driver's side and then just work my way out from the brace bar. Oh, one more thing, guys. I don't know if you guys ever seen that TV or that movie, Barbershop, but that's where I get it from. Don't touch my orange juice. Alright. So now, where is the shock? Why do I call it a shock? It's a coilover. I feel bad that that video got corrupted when I was editing it. It didn't really get corrupted, it's just a hard drive that I was using to record. It was crap. So I got it right here, ready to go to get it installed. Really, all that's left now is just to put the brace bar, which is easy. I'll show you guys how I'm going to do that. But I do have to run to the hardware store to get that bolt that broke for the coilover. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to install the coilover, install the top bolts here and here, and then once I install the top bolts, it should hold it in place. And I'm going to focus all of my attention on the bottom part. Alright, so let me put the top bolts in, put the shock in place. The bolt broke It's inside there where it broke. So unless I get a rear trailing arm, I'm pretty much stuck. But I'm going to continue with the install. I'm going to install everything and see if I can work around this. I'm going to leave this rear lower control arm until I can figure out a way to get this bolt out. Once I get this bolt out, I'll change out the rear lower control arm. So basically now the next step is to put the rear brace bar. It's gonna come with some long bolts and some short bolts. Let me just get that set up and then I'll show you guys what it looks like, so that way you guys can kind of see how to do this whole process. So I finally installed the rear subframe, tie bar, rear lower control arm on the car. What's next is that side, but pretty much what you do on one side you do to the other. So all I have left is to tighten down this and this one, and then I should be done. Right now I have the coilover to the very bottom, like it can't go any lower. Let me see if I can show you an image of that. That's the actual bottom of the shock chamber, and then this is the coilover. So I'm gonna go get the tool to lock these down, and then I put the weight underneath this tire, and then you tighten down the bolts. Do not tighten them down with it uncompressed, because what happened is when you do compress them, it'll wear out the bushings so much faster. You'll be out of gas. Hopefully when I get the Integra rear suspension, I can put in the sway bar linkage, connect them here and here to the other side, because I do want the rear complete suspension. Now the dog wants to bark. So I want to thank you guys for watching my rear subframe lower control arm and tie bar install. Again, what you do to one side, you do to the other. Unfortunately, I'm a little frustrated, primarily because the bolt broke on the other side. So I'm going to stop the video here. When I do get the solutions for the other side, I will record it and upload it so you guys can see how I took that bolt out. All right, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. All right, guys, so I know you're saying, why is the red back? Well, I decided to just go with the red, only because I think I wanted to stick with the red. See how the red is down there and the red here? I want to keep that theme. I don't want to go away from it. And I was back here looking at the complete install, and I didn't like the fact that up there was red and then back here was silver. So yeah, I'm just gonna stick with this theme here. I like this one better. I need to figure out how I'm gonna get that bolt out, because it's really frustrating me right now. I'm gonna end up having to take this whole thing down again, but whatever, it is what it is. So I just wanted to let you guys know real quick, I'm gonna stick with the red theme with the strut bars in the front, the rear, the trunk, and underneath the hood. I'm not gonna stray away from that. The other part though, I will try to get rid of it. I'll try to sell it on eBay or whatever. I did tighten down this, the locking for the coilovers. I went to True Value and I got some new bolts, because the ones that I had on here were too short. So yeah, I got some longer ones so I can go all the way through. I was able to salvage and reuse this one, and the one that came with the kit I installed here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to show you what it looks like now. This is like 3 days later, I think, 4 days later or something like that. But this is basically what it looks like today. The other tie bar, I didn't like the way it came out. I like the way this one looks. It brings that red, white, and black theme that I was always wanting. So I just put it back. I was able to fix this side of the car. I installed the shock and everything. I took it off. So this is what it looks like today. It's pretty clean. Especially like when I'm driving. I'll put some video of what it looks like when a car is behind me, what they see. It really I like the way it looks from the back. So yeah, so I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful